Faith requires irrational, not convenient obedience, not logical obedience, not delayed obedience, irrational obedience. The kind that doesn't make sense to your mind, but makes perfect sense in the spirit. The kind where God tells you to move before you see the way. The kind where he tells you to sow before you reap. The kind where he asks for trust before he gives details. That's the kind of obedience that unlocks supernatural breakthroughs. God doesn't operate on human logic. If he did, he wouldn't be God. What he asks you to do will often defy your understanding because his thoughts are higher than your thoughts and his ways are higher than your ways. We like to obey when it's comfortable, when it fits the budget, when it lines up with our schedule, when it confirms what we already believe. But faith doesn't grow in comfort, it grows in contradiction. It grows in the tension between what he said and what you see. And the bridge between the promise and the manifestation is obedience that doesn't make sense. Think about every major move of God in Scripture. He told Noah to build a boat when there was no rain. He told Abraham to leave everything familiar without telling him where he was going. He told Joshua to march around Jericho instead of attacking it. He told Peter to cast his net on the other side after catching nothing all night. None of these instructions were logical. None of them made sense to the people receiving them, but every one of them produced power because the obedience was rooted in faith, not reason. We want to see before we believe, but God says believe and then you'll see. That's irrational obedience. That's when you give before you get. That's when you praise before the breakthrough. That's when you apply again after being rejected. That's when you stay planted when everything in you wants to run. God uses irrational instructions to reveal who really trusts him. Obedience is the proof of faith. Not feelings, not words, obedience. Sometimes the instruction will stretch you so far outside your comfort zone that you question whether you even heard God right. That's because he's not trying to accommodate your convenience, he's developing your capacity. Obedience expands your spiritual muscle. It trains your spirit to listen above the noise, to trust beyond the logic, to walk when there's no path. The more you obey without understanding, the more your understanding begins to align with his wisdom. Obedience doesn't always lead to immediate rewards.